Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and it's Roxy's Weekly Challenge again. It comes round so quick. This week it's week 28, I think. Yes, 28. And we're making large tags with a fabric pocket, which I think is going to be really good fun. And so I've got pulled out, very similarly to what Rachel used in her video, some index sheets from the back of a nature book. Very similar sort of size, I think, to what she was using. These are, well, I've cut them down a bit because I didn't want them too huge. They're down to 4x7, I think. Yes, I've got them at 4x7. I think that's quite big enough for any journal, really. So I haven't got many, but I just thought I'd have a go at doing 2, 3 or 4. Got loads of stuff around me, so let's get started. So I pulled out a few scraps and some whole sheets of paper that I like for these are. So first of all, we're going to put the backing papers on. These are supposedly the writable papers, and I think even though it's quite colourful, you could certainly write on the back of this. So I'm going to start with this one, and I can give you a quick COVID update in that both of us have tested this morning. It's now Sunday morning. So we're about 10 days, 10, 12 days in. No, yeah, about 10 days in from first testing positive. And finally, Richard has tested negative. Yay! Unfortunately, I'm still positive. Doesn't entirely surprise me that it's taken my system longer to get... Oh, I don't know why I'm gluing the whole paper, because it's not this big. But, oh well, I'm just gluing away, and I'll cut the bits off that I don't need. So, okay. Should have glued on this piece first, really, shouldn't I? That would have make a lot more sense. I'll try and be more... think about what I'm doing a bit more on the next one. I think I better do it that way. Yes, although I am still testing positive and I'm still got the sort of thick cold thing, I feel a lot better than I did, just generally in myself. So that's something. And I certainly feel much more like getting into my craft room and doing things. So that's definitely a step in the right direction. I feel like we can, hopefully, only another day or so, and I'll be also clear and be able to get on with my normal activities. I know a lot of people just carry on as normal anyway but they don't even bother testing a lot these days, I don't think. I thought maybe there's not many other people that do actually bother to test. That's a bit... managed to get a bit of the white edge at the top here for some reason. I'll just trim that off. I'd cut it off, but obviously not. So that's the first back of a tag. Now I've got this piece, which is I think it's some Artie Mae's collage paper, and I really like it, and I'm thinking it would make quite a nice autumn one. So I know it's not very writable, a lot of this, so I wondered whether just to do it at the bottom. And you kind of wrap around it. I just really like it. So, yeah, I think I'll do that. And the final one, I haven't got any actual scraps, but I've got some of Rachel's gorgeous papers. These are her, what do they call them? Document kit papers. So I want to use some of the plainer part. I think I'll just use this piece here. Just wondering which side to use. I like the bit of embroidery on there. So I think that's what I'm going to use. One or the other side of that. No, that side, I think. Okay. Right, and that's the final one covered. So the backs are covered. Now we need to do the top bits of the other side. We'll start with the lilac one. Have I got any? Is that big enough? I know Rachel wants really deep pockets. I'm just wondering if that's a bit too deep for me. I don't really want them quite as big as that. So I'm going to need to find some some pieces of paper, and I might just have to take it from some of these pieces. That's not going to be wide enough. It's a shame. See what I've got. Okay, so I think I will take it to about there. Actually any wider than the piece I had. No, not. So I need to make it a bit bigger. Maybe down there, I think. Let's try that. Yeah, that's a good piece. felt like this was a really, really nice opportunity to use some of my Roxy Creations papers that can be adapted to go into any journal. And I don't very often get to use them. I love them. Right, so we're now moving on to the fun part, which is the fabrics. Sorry about the throat clearing. Still a bit croaky and yeah, still got a bit of lurking lurgy hanging around. Right, so let's pull these pieces back in. So I've got a little selection of fabrics that I've pulled out of my stash, so I will use some of these, but not all. So I'll have to be quite quick in my choices. So I've got this really pretty vintagey looking piece, although I don't think it is vintage. And I've got a bit of this purple paper, which I really love, and I thought that could definitely go on the purple one. This is a little bit of vintage, which is very pretty. It's quite thick. It might be too thick for what I need. Got this bit of Liberty fabric, which I adore, but frays a lot. I'm not sure. I'd like to use it, but I'll see. Another little bit of vintage, which is really pretty, very delicate, and a bit of Tim Holtz that I've used before. So I've got those, but I've also just bought myself a little collection of Rachel fabrics that she's just been selling recently, and I do have a little project in mind for some of these, which I'm probably going to do in my next video. I've been thinking about how best to use them, so I'll just show you them quickly. Just put this in here just so I can keep them nice and flat. So I have already done a prototype of my little project, so there's a bit missing off this one, but look at this, isn't that gorgeous? So I think it's one of her botanical kits. Really lovely. And another one. How gorgeous is that? Beautiful colours. So yeah, I think these are not the ones I'm going to be using for this project, because I have something else in mind for those. So I probably will do that next, in my next video. But I have one of her... No, it's upside down. One of these more vertical ones. That's all gorgeous. So, various options for what I could use for this project on here. Well, that's that piece that I've just used as a backing, so I won't use the same one. But this is a really lovely one. Right, so that's that one. And I have this one. I think I could well find a piece on here to use. Yep. And then I have this one. So I bought the pack of 6. You can either buy a pack of 3 or a pack of 6. So I got a pack of 6. It would be nice to have had another one, but I think there's only so much you can buy in one go. And I think this is lovely as well. I'm thinking that would make a really nice pocket. So yeah, I probably could make all the pockets with just these fabrics. They're gorgeous. But I didn't just buy that kit. I'll just put these back in here. Just like to be able to store them and keep them nice and flat. Like my papers, really. Because they're kind of like having fabric papers. And these two as well. I'll put those in after. Right, so just pop them aside for a moment. I also bought her pack of ephemera pieces, which we mostly won't, I don't think I'll be using for today's project, but they are definitely going to be great for embellishing future projects. But I hadn't realised at the back of that little pile she also includes another bigger piece like this, like she was using herself in her video. So, be rude not to, wouldn't it? I'm going to have to use a piece of this as one of my pockets. So there's that. In fact, I think this might even be, is this bigger than the other pieces? The other full-size pieces? Yeah, I think it's even bigger than the pieces the other pieces I've got. So, yeah. I've got loads to play with. More than I can probably make my mind up about. It's going to be tricky to choose. Right, so let's make a start on my autumn one. And I was thinking I need something not too busy on here. So I think it's going to have to be a Rachel fabric. So it's either going to be one of these. Something like that would be quite good. That might work. Maybe there. Or I did spot another one that I thought might work on here too. Let's just see how it would look. One of these. This one I thought might also work in the autumn colours. Come out, come out. On that side. I've got that. No, I think I might use the use a piece of this. That's a bit pink, that side, a bit pinky looking. Quite like that there. If I went by that line there, because we've got to wrap them around. So let me get the height I want. And then I will snip it here and tear. And then, let me just see if I can get the width how I want. Where do I want that to go? Yep. I will take it to about this line here, just the other side of this line, and tear that down. Okay. And that can go on here. So let's make a little bit of fabric glue. Yep. Glue along the bottom. Just let the little frayed bit dangle off the bottom a bit, although it's not straight, is it? So just pull that up a little bit on that. So, oops. Not that straight. Oh well. you a little touch that way. Make sure I've got enough to wrap around. And it would be good if it was a bit straighter, wouldn't it? Just a bit straighter would be quite nice. There we go. So we had a call from from our younger daughter yesterday evening, and we hadn't spoken to either of them for a number of days. Well, since we've been laid low with COVID, it was lovely just to chat with her, see what's going on. Our little fella's he's all over the place now. He's really enjoying his being able to move around, to go where he wants, well, almost where he wants, where he's allowed to, but at least he can get about the house. And gets very excited when he can see something he wants and he knows he can go and get it. Even if it's something he shouldn't really have, and he can only have it for a very short time. Like Mummy's phone. Yeah, we can't wait to see him doing his thing. And I mean, we've seen a couple of videos, and he's just got such joy on his face when he knows he can now get around and go where he wants to go. Right, have we got that down? Yeah. So then we can just got a little bit of embellishment we can do here. That's that one. And we've got this one. What colour's that on the other side? It's a very neutral one, so you could almost use anything. So I want to use one of my other fabrics, I think, for this. And I think I'm going to use this piece, which is really pretty. And I don't think I've used it before. I think it might fray a fair bit. Try and glue it down before it frays too much. Okay. With a little tear. Yes, 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 yes. And okay. Such a pretty fabric. There we are. Okay. Right. Hope I left myself enough on this side. Yep. Okay. And the other side. Oh, only just enough. Oh well, see how it goes. Yeah, may have cut them a little short. Lesson learned for future brockets. Give myself a bit more room to wrap around. Hopefully this glue is strong enough to just hold it now. So that's that one. It's a bit wrinkly, but it'll be fine. Next one, where are they? These two. Let's do this one, the purple one. I have got some fabric, which you probably thought. I can see that going on the Moroccan one, the purple journal, and you'd be right. Right, so I think I'll have to tidy this piece up along here. And then I can just now give myself a bit more wraparound fabric. Now this piece here is not straight across the top, so I just need to trim that. Try and straighten it as best I can. Let's see where it needs to be. Right, so there is the pocket. And we are going to just do a little embellishment on them as well. Okay. Yep, give myself a bit more fabric to wrap around this time. It's a better job. So just do this. So the nice thing about this one is even if it doesn't seem to work in my journal, who knows, until I actually start making it, I don't know what'll work and what won't. It's going to be, I think, generic enough to work in other journals. Oh, I've pulled it over too far. That's what I did before. Left myself nothing nothing to wrap around the other side. Okay, it's just about enough. Oh, my fingers are so sticky that they're pulling the fabric back up again as I'm taking them off. Ugh. I think I might just need a little bit more glue under here. Let's use a piece of kitchen towel to just stop my fingers pulling the fabric back up again. Get rid of this bit. Okay. Not very evenly placed, but I might just trim off a little bit of these frayed bits at the bottom here. There we are. Not exactly straight, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that. Still got a nice little pocket. And we've got one more piece to do. So I have to use one of my Rachel fabrics for this. I'm wondering about this piece. I quite like this bit of lace trim at the top there. That's going to look lovely on the edge of a pocket. Let's have this piece here. I'll have that wrapping around there. Needs a little bit more help. Or maybe it's me that needs a little bit more help. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there, I think. I think at the bottom I'm not going to tear, I'm just going to cut it across. I've got this lovely piece now. So lovely to use these fabrics, because I've always loved the papers, so having fabrics as well is a real treat. Okay, last one, and then we'll just finish them off with a little bit of embellishment. And there we have that one. It's come up a little higher than I planned, but it's okay. I like that. It's a bit different. This pocket's a bit deeper than the others, but it's all good. Right. Now we can consider, oh yeah, we need to do the little corners. To make them into tags. Now for this one, I'm going to have a look at my flowers to see if I've got anything that would work here. Look autumnal rather than spring. There's that one. Oh, by this one. That might work. Could do with it having a bigger pop. What about that one? It's got more. Oh yeah, I like that one best, I think. The alternative is, and Rachel did mention this in her video, was to pull out some embroideries from old tablecloths. So that's definitely a possibility, but I have got this piece that I cut off. Wasn't sure which bit I might want to use, but this bit here would be quite autumnal looking, wouldn't it? I'm wondering whether just to cut that and just to see how it would look on here. Because I have picked up a few of these old embroidered tablecloths over the years and hardly ever remember to use them. But it was very stained. Not sort of thing you could ever use actually on a table. Just cut away those bits there. Okay, so I've cut around that piece. I'm wondering if that would, maybe it's the wrong way around. It's quite a heavy piece, but I'm not sure that's necessarily a problem. I kind of like that on there. Just trim off this little bit here. It's quite tricky to cut around these things when it's all one big piece of embroidery that's all apparently joined together. Try and cut between and not cause the whole thing to come unravelled, but hopefully I've managed that because this piece still seems to be intact. Could be used somewhere else. See, I think I might use that actually. Make a change from paper, won't it, to use one of these embroideries. And yeah, it's like, as Rachel says, giving some beautiful work of art that somebody has taken a lot of trouble to do and giving it a new lease of life. It's a win-win. Somebody has done a really beautiful job on this. So it's quite nice to be able to give it a place, new place to live. Believe it or not, I did a lot of embroidery in my younger days. Embroidery and cross stitch, more cross stitch probably, but not entirely. I have downstairs in a cupboard, have got a small square tablecloth that I have embroidered in a similar fashion to this. Perhaps not quite as finely done, but I did do it myself, and it is embroidered using a variety of stitches, daisy chain and French knots and all sorts, so quite proud of that really. I won't be cutting that up anytime soon. That's for another generation maybe. Right, so there we go. That's my autumn large tag. And then this one. Now, I don't know about you, this one, excuse me, I'm still coughing. This tag, particularly this fabric, has a bit of a 50s look to me. Could be my imagination, but that's what I'm thinking. So, as I mentioned in my last video, I'm thinking of doing, well I probably will be doing now, having just bought some kits. One of the kits I've bought is by Merry Vintage Art, and they're all these lovely ladies in their 1950s outfits, and this is one of the ways it comes. You get these individual plates, I suppose you call them, one at a time, individually, if you want them big. And then you can have a sheet of one of each. There's one PDF with one of each of everything. And then there's this one, which is the one I've decided to use because I think it's got the most versatility, where she's taken each of the images and then given it to you in 3 different sizes, which I think is quite handy because you never know quite what you're going to be putting them on. So I've started cutting some out. I mean, only roughly. I'll have to do a bit more. I'm putting them in this ephemera holder, which I've made specially, using up all the last pieces of my Stamperia paper pads, full-size pieces. So I've made this one, it's 9 by 7. I thought, let's have a decent-sized one so I can properly store all of these gorgeous ladies. I've got the Gales ones here, and I used one of these the other day, and then I've got loads already in here, and I've barely touched the surface. So let's see if we can find one to go on here. And they do vary in size. So I want to find one that will... And I may cut them apart. No, it's too blendy. Some of them are in pairs. Some of them are individuals. If they're not joined together, I'll probably separate them. I quite like maybe one of those. That one is a possible. So I haven't really done any actual fussy cutting yet. I'm just cutting them out roughly. Oh, hang on. Hold the phone. I think we may have a winner here. Either this one or this lady here. So I'm going to have to cut this one out. Mostly they're not too hard to separate from each different set, but sometimes in order to get them all on, they've been very, very close to each other. And I've literally had to... One of my ladies has lost a foot because they were so positioned so closely together. I quite like that as well. So, oh dear. I think I want both of them, unless I go for the smaller one. Maybe that would work. Maybe I can get them both on. That would look quite nice, actually. I think, in the end, there's a better option, I think. Right, I'm just going to cut these two out. And then so I've cut these two ladies and the other lady out while I was at it, just to see which one I actually prefer in the end. And I think that would work quite well on there. The colours work well together. However, when I popped her on there, I just kind of feel she works even better. Don't know what it is, must be the flowers or something. I really like her on there. I've just seen a bit of white that I didn't trim off, so I'm just going to have to quickly take that little bit more off from inside her arm. Okay, so I'm going to put her on here. I may add something else at a later date, a label or something, but for now I'm just going to do the bare minimum to get these finished. I love her on there. I think that looks so. Yeah, she may need a label or something, but for now I think that one's done. And I'm aware that this video is running away from me, so while I turn the camera off, excuse me, I do a little bit of preparation, find something else to go on the last two. So I think it's going to be one of my perfume bottles. I did pull out this bit of, it's a bit of vintage doily, I think. I wonder whether to put that behind it. I don't know if that adds anything really. The only other option would be a bit of book page, I think. Which we could try. Not sure I like the doily. So I could try a bit of this. Let's see if that gives it a bit of more of a background that I'm looking for. Don't know. Maybe that's enough, just that little bit. Maybe a little tiny bit of the lacy bit as well. Yeah, okay, that's a bit better. Let's do that. Okay, yeah, like that now. So this could go in my Moroccan journal if I so choose, but it wouldn't have to. It could go somewhere else. So that's that one. And then this last one, which has got this beautiful lace, quite vintagey looking. I've decided to go for this image here, which I have used more than once before. This is actually an image of my great-great-grandmother. Beautifully elegant lady in this beautiful outfit. She was wearing a gorgeous dress and, you know, from the, I presume it's Victorian period. But I just thought it goes really well with this lovely black lace here. So I want to put her there. But I wanted to just put something behind her. So I've got this piece of lacy, I think it's a bit of lacy tablecloth or something, which I thought maybe just behind her here, just give her a little bit of a background and finished it off. So I think I'd like to do that. So I'm just going to put a bit of, put this glue on. Okay, I love her on there. So I think that's it for today. I haven't done the toppers, the hole and the bit of fabric or whatever through the holes, which I will have to do off camera because I'm pretty sure I've been filming for ages. So I'll have to do lots of editing, but I may well put a photograph of them finished at the end. So that's it. That's the that's my large tags. So I'll look at them one at a time. So I've got this one and this on the back. Just love that one. A purple one with that on the back. A 50s one. Love this one as well. That looks a little bit like it needs a bit more. And that on the back. And the autumn one. And I've got that on the back. So yeah, really like these. So thank you for joining me. I may well have gone well over, but I'll do my best to rein it in again, as I usually do with my editing. And I'll see you next time using some more of these gorgeous fabrics of Rachel's. Okay, bye for now.